Welcome back to Beauty by January. I am January. If this is your first time here, welcome. Today's video, I will be doing a flawless foundation routine. My current routine, what I'm using on my face as far as foundation. I've already primed my face with a MAC primer, and I've also went ahead and did my eyes as well off camera. So if you want to see how I apply my foundation to cover up all my hyperpigmentation, then keep on watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell notification so you're able to know when I'm uploading new videos. See you in the video. Okay, so let's get right into the video. So for foundation, I am going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation Matte and Poreless. And I'm using two because I feel like one is just a little bit too light and this one is too dark. So I'm just mixing them together. I really like this foundation a lot. It's got really good coverage. The only thing I don't like is it does not have a pump. If it had a pump, it would be perfect. But other than that, it's not a big deal. See, I got it on my hand. And as far as application, sometimes I'll apply it with my fingers, and sometimes I'll apply it with a brush. It just depends on how I'm feeling on that particular day, but everybody has their own preference of what they like to use. For today's video, I'm going to be using a brush. This is a Real Techniques brush. It's the Expert Face Brush, and so that's what I'm going to be using to apply my foundation. Mix it together on my hand, the two colors. And then I'm going to begin to apply it. And I like to pat it in because I feel like it gives more coverage that way when I like press it into my skin. And I have on a little chapstick right now because generally I always like to put a little chapstick on just to make sure my lips aren't dry, especially if I'm using a like really matte lip color. Then I'll put chapstick on, but I'm just pressing it into my skin. And as you see, just with one layer, it's already starting to cover up a lot of my hyperpigmentation spots that I've got. And it looks a little shiny right now, but it will dry down to a matte finish. I think I might have put a little bit too much on my hand, but just blending it out. Make sure I cover all of my face, and it's looking good so far. And I recommend this foundation for people with oily skin or combination skin. I have combination skin, so it works out really well for me, but I can imagine somebody that have really oily skin, this will be great for them. Making sure that's completely blended. Alright, so for my problem areas, or the areas where I feel like I need a little additional coverage, I'm going to go back in and press into that area with the leftover foundation. I'm just pressing into it to ensure that I have the maximum coverage. And I like the fact that this foundation is buildable. And I'm going to put a little bit more on my forehead and a little bit more on my nose. And ignore my bootleg mirror. I don't know what I did with the back to this thing. And with this foundation, it doesn't dry that fast, but I like to move pretty quickly to ensure that it's thoroughly blended, because once it dries, it's on there. It's very difficult to move it around after it's dried. And so as you can see, it's starting already to mattify. I still have a little sheen, but it's starting to mattify. So that's why it's important to go ahead if you're going to blend, be blending a certain area of your face. it's important to go ahead and do that before this stuff dries. So the next thing that I'm going to do is highlight my face with a little bit of concealer. For concealer, I'm using the Rimmel Match Perfection in the color 430 medium. And this concealer looks pretty light, but once I blend it out, it looks good. Going on is kind of like cray though. I'm just using it to highlight underneath my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, on my upper lip, down my chin. All right, I think that's enough. And I'm gonna blend it out using the same brush. And for underneath my eyes, I'm gonna use a different brush just to make sure I get in the crevices. So I'm gonna use the Sephora Pro Press Full Coverage, the number 67 brush for underneath my eyes. Pretty good so far. And next I am going to set my face with a powder. The powder that I am going to use is the Cover FX Matte Setting Powder. It's Bare Minerals Flawless Face Brush to lightly dust the powder on my face. And this step with the powder is actually optional. If you have really dry skin, I wouldn't suggest doing this, but it helps your makeup to stay all day. So I like to apply a little powder. And I'm going to put a little extra powder up underneath my eyes to help with creasing. Trying to make sure I don't have any creasing up underneath my eyes. It likes to crease right in the folds. All right, I think the powder looks pretty good. Looking pretty matte. All right, so next thing that I'm going to do is wipe off my chapstick. So, got all the chapstick off. For the lips, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Deep Brown pencil. And I'm going to use MAC Verve lipstick. And last but not least, on my lips, I'm going to use Mi Amore's Iris Baleen lip palette. I'm going to use this lighter taupey brownie color here. I'm going to use it in the center of my lips. And I like the fact that it comes with a little lip brush in the kit. For highlighter, I'm going to use the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in medium to dark. I'm using a e.l.f. powder brush. And it comes with the scope and a contour. The contour is a little dark for me, so I use the scope a lot more. I like to go around the perimeter of my face to contour on my forehead, on my jawline, And I lightly dip in the contour shade. Like I said, it's a little dark for me, so I don't go too crazy on it. Real Techniques setting brush to apply the highlight. I'm gonna spray my brush for maximum intensity. Setting spray I'm using is Perfect Day Makeup Fixer by Too Cool for School. And the high points of my cheeks, bridge of my nose, the forehead action, Cupid's bow, and my chin. My last and final step is to apply some setting spray all over my face. And let it sit for a second. Again, the setting spray I use is Too Cool for School, Perfect Day Makeup Fixer. And that completes this look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell notification so you're able to know when I'm uploading new videos. Take care. Love ya.